Welcome back. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday with your family, maybe some friends, and I hope you enjoyed some yummy food. This week in mindfulness, we are just going to be reviewing how we can be mindful in our everyday life. Now, we already know that mindfulness can consist of going to a quiet place and doing some meditation to calm our bodies and to be more still so that we can reflect on certain things. But also, we can be very mindful as we move around throughout the day and while we're communicating with those around us. So I want you to take a quick look at this story about filling your bucket, and then we are going to have a discussion when you get back.
Stories. Please join us for Fill a Bucket, a guide to daily happiness for young children by Carol McLeod and Catherine Martin, illustrated by David Messing. Fill a bucket. The day you were born was a very happy day. It was your birthday, a day you celebrate every year. You were a new person and a special gift. You received a gift too, your very own name, a name as special as you. What is your name? Everyone was so happy to see you, but there was one part of you that they could not see. It was your bucket, your invisible bucket. Everyone is born with an invisible bucket. No one can see your bucket, but it is always with you. Your bucket is a very important part of you. It is an important part of everyone. Your bucket holds all the love and happiness that you receive each day. When your bucket is full, you feel very happy. When your bucket is empty, you feel sad. It's good to have a full bucket. Every day, your family and lots of other people help fill your bucket. When your daddy kisses and tickles you, he fills your bucket. Your giggles fill his bucket too. When your mommy smiles and tells you she loves you, she is filling your bucket. Your smiles fill her bucket too. When your sister or your brother snuggles and reads to you, your buckets fill up even more. When your grandpa or your grandma plays with you, everyone's bucket is filled. Look, your bucket is so full. It is full of happy thoughts and lots of love. So many people have filled your bucket. You can fill their buckets too. Bucket filling is like magic. When you fill a bucket by being kind and loving, your bucket fills up too. You can do many things to fill buckets every day. When you listen and help, you are filling a bucket. Your bucket fills up more. When you say please and thank you, your magic words fill buckets. When you play and share your toys, everyone is happy. Everyone's invisible bucket is filled. When you take care of your pet, you are filling a bucket. Your bucket fills up too. When you smile and wave, you are being a bucket filler. When you give hugs and kisses, your love fills buckets. It's good to go to sleep with a bucket full of happiness and love. Look at all the happy faces. Everyone's bucket is full. Now it's your turn. What will you do to fill a bucket? The end.
Welcome back. So as you can see, as you heard in the story, we all have a very invisible bucket. No one can see it, but it's at work all the time. Now, when we're growing up, it's very hard to control the things that happen around us. We're not in control. You're not an adult. You don't always get to choose. But what you can do is take responsibility for your bucket. And as you heard in the story, ways to keep your bucket full is by sharing laughter, by sharing and being kind, by being loving, by helping others. All of those ways help to fill others' buckets, and when you fill others' buckets, they in turn help to fill yours. Your mom, your dad, your grandparents, your siblings, your friends, your teachers, all of us sharing and being loving, kind, and helping one another. All of that helps us to fill each other's buckets, but also we can do things to show ourselves how much we love ourselves and help to fill our bucket too. And the more full that our bucket is, the easier it is for us to deal with the things happening around us that we can't control. So, activity today, what I want you to do is take some time to think. Think about ways over this last year, maybe this school year, that you were mindful and filled someone else's bucket. I want you to make a list. If it's hard for you to write the words, then you can draw a picture of ways that you've filled other people's buckets. It could be a teacher, a friend, a loved one, like a cousin or your mom or dad, your sister, brother, whoever. Whatever comes to mind as you sit in your stillness, think of all the ways that you've filled someone else's bucket. After you do that, I want you to take some time and think of ways that someone else has contributed to your bucket. What are ways that others contribute to your bucket on a daily basis? Maybe you have someone that you get to play your favorite game with, even if it's online. Maybe you have a favorite teacher that always says the same things to you or compliments you. Maybe your mom and dad get you things that make you happy. Maybe you have a sister or brother that you get to play with or watch TV with, or a grandma that calls to check on you. Draw those pictures or make that list of all the things that others do to fill your bucket. A few more questions. I'd like you to think of a time that you can remember, you can think back, that your bucket was so full. What was the time that you had a full bucket? Maybe you had love and kindness and happiness happening all around you, and you can think back and remember that your bucket was overflowing. And I want you to draw a picture or write it out. How did that feel? Did you feel warm and fuzzy and happy? Did it make you want to go out and help others to be happy and help others? What does your face look like? Did you smile a lot? Were you excited? Were you a little bit hyper with lots of energy? Or was it a quiet moment where you just wanted to be by yourself and enjoy the moment? Draw that picture. What did it look like one time when your bucket was so full? It just was overflowing. How did that feel? And then, final question. I want you to think ahead. And this is the mindful part. Think of the people that you're going to see in the next couple of days, or maybe a loved one that you haven't seen and want to see, a friend, a teacher. What are some things, now that you know what your bucket is, that you can do that won't only help to fill other people's buckets, but that would make you happy yourself, and that would help to fill your bucket in the future? So that's 4 questions. I want you to take the time and just be mindful, because as you're moving around throughout your day, you can fill your bucket and fill other people's bucket. The more full your bucket is, the easier it will be to deal with the things happening around you. The easier it will be to communicate how you're feeling in each moment, and the easier time you will have dealing with all the things that maybe don't make you so happy or might be hard to deal with, or times you don't get your way. You can be mindful and think of, how can I fill my bucket in this moment? No, I may not be able to have exactly what I want, or maybe I have to wait, but there are other things I can do to fill my bucket. There's always someone I can call that helps me feel happy. There's always someone I can go give a hug, and making them feel better will help me feel better. Okay? That is mindfulness, and that is how we be mindful in our daily lives when we don't have our quiet space, when it's not a quiet moment for us to do some meditation or stretching. We can be mindful throughout the day to have an easier, happier, peaceful life where we can better deal with the things that we can't control. So, I'm hoping, since you're watching this on YouTube, that you guys can comment down below and let me know some of the things that you came up with, or let me know about the moments where your bucket was full or you filled somebody else's. I'd love to see those things down in the comment section. Other than that, I want you to continue to think about this, and of course, as we go through our mindfulness sessions, we'll continue to talk about this and develop it so that we can continue to be better people. All right, that's what I have for you today for mindfulness. Now, let's get ready for some fitness. All right, guys, so for our fitness game today, here is our setup. I have some shoes, just any old shoes. This is going to be the finish line, and I'm going to show you what it's for in just a second. And then this is going to be the starting line. I have another pair of shoes. They're going to be the starting line. And behind them, I have a bunch of socks. You can use anything that you have in abundance. You're just going to need multiple of them. So if it's toys or books, just something that you can easily hold as you scoot across the floor. So here I am at the starting line. You see the shoes and the socks behind them. You get 1 minute to move those socks across the room, or whatever item you choose across the room. But I'm going to show you how we're going to use this towel to do it. So I'm going to grab my item, use my hands and my knees to slide across the floor. So I'm going to stretch my hands out and scoop myself across the floor, and then drop my item on the other side of the finish line. Then I'm going to sit on my bottom and head back to the starting line. You get 1 minute to win it. So what that means is you get 1 minute to move as many items as you can across the floor. Now when you finish, you're going to count your items. Whatever number you're able to transport across the room, you're going to complete that number of jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, and sit-ups. Now, I'm going to go first. I'm going to give you my score. You can see if you can beat my score, or you can challenge the others in your household to do this fun game with you. So I'm going to get ready to go in 3, 2, 1. Get through 5 reps. So now I'm going to do my exercises. 5 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you have it. That was a lot of work. I'm out of breath, so I'm gonna grab some water. That is a really fun minute to win it game. Now, you can do more than a minute if you choose. You can do a couple of rounds. You can challenge your friends to see if they can beat your score. And let me know down in the comments if you beat my score. And then, let me catch my breath. Take yourselves over to Coach JoJo, Chef JoJo, and have some fun with him in the kitchen. I'll see you guys next week.
Hey guys, Chef JoJo here. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And I also hope you guys enjoyed our recipe from last week, our Thanksgiving themed cheese quesadillas. Now today we have another great recipe in store for you as well. Today we're going to be making my famous apple pie popcorn. But before we start, and like always, make sure you wash your hands very well, and I'll see you guys in the kitchen. Okay guys, welcome back. So here are the ingredients we're going to be working with today. So, like I said before, we're going to be making my famous apple pie popcorn. Our ingredients are as followed. So, we have some butter here that we're going to melt, pecans, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, our apples, vanilla extract. You could either use agave or honey. I'm using agave today, as you can see, and our popcorn. All right. Here is our healthy fun fact of today. Now, apples, pecans, and popcorn are full of fiber. Fiber helps to keep us full and energized. And apples are also full of antioxidants, which can prevent us from getting sick. Okay guys, welcome back. So I have my ingredients prepped. So right here I have my popcorn. I have 6 cups of popcorn in this clear bowl. And to make the perfect apple spice mix, we want to combine our cinnamon. Let me move that over. Our cinnamon, our nutmeg, and our allspice. And we want to make sure that we have a tablespoon of all 3 of those. So we'll need a half teaspoon of our ground cinnamon and a 1/4 teaspoon of the allspice and the nutmeg. All right, and I already have those ingredients mixed in this small bowl right here. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up our apples. We want our apple to get chopped up into small diced pieces, and we're going to put that in the oven at 375 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my apple and put that in the oven. All right, so let's get started. And remember, junior chefs, if you're going to be cutting your apples in the kitchen, make sure that you're doing it under the supervision of an adult. And for my little people, make sure you have either an older sibling or an adult to help you with the cutting. All right, so let's get started. Once the apples are chopped, put them in a flat cooking pan or a flat sheet tray, and make sure you spray it with cooking spray before adding the apples to the pan. And we're going to add our apples in an oven preheated at 375 degrees. Alright, so we're going to add our apples and we're going to let them cook for about 30 to 45 minutes. Alright, so let's mix in our ingredients for our popcorn. So in our bowl, with our popcorn, I'm going to start off by adding our apple pie spice mix, which is the allspice, the nutmeg, and the cinnamon. So let's add that in. And let's add in our pecans. This is about half a cup. And we're going to add in some melted butter. Touch of vanilla extract, just like a little drop, and we're going to drizzle our popcorn with a little agave. That's going to help to make everything stick together, and it's also going to add a little bit of sweetness. And last but not least, we're going to add our freshly baked apple pieces. And if you have a mixing spoon, you can use that. Or if you have a rubber spatula like I do, you can use that. And we're just going to carefully mix everything together. And make sure you mix from the bottom up. So take your spoon, reach down to the bottom, and bring everything to the top. That's how everything is going to mix together. Our spices, our apples, our pecans, our butter, everything. So you're going to keep mixing well. So guys, it looks like everything's mixed in and blended perfectly. Here we are, our apple pie popcorn. I really hope you guys had a great time with me today. I had a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys try this recipe. It's perfect for the holidays, and it's also great for an after-school snack. And also remember that this snack has a lot of healthy benefits to it. The popcorn, pecans, and apples all have fiber, which helps us to stay fuller, and it also helps us to have a lot of energy. Also, the apples is high in antioxidants, which could help to prevent us from getting sick. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.